haters try to stop us, but we ain't never done. Rudy, Gio, Gervin, Rocky Stats, we just getting started, son. Sweep the league, we sweeping the nation. Live streaming, we got the foundation. Best show in that, say we got the skill. Making the kill, taking the thrill, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweet the League Radio.
What is up, Sweep the Leaguers? It is Wacky Wednesday or Weird Wednesday or whatever you want to talk about Wednesday. It is Rudy Campos Jr. I'm going to be joined tonight by a very special guest, Mr. Jeff Garcia of Locked On Spurs. Also, we've got Austin Hartsfield of the former Painting Corners podcast. It might be making a return. We're going to talk about that here tonight. He's going to bring you some updates on MLB, your Houston Astros, and then the All-Star game is coming up here pretty soon. He's going to talk to us about some MLB stuff as well as the Klay Thompson move to Dallas. Austin does do a lot, coverage and stuff for the Dallas Mavericks as well. So we're going to ask his opinion on the Dallas Mavericks and Klay Thompson, the newest member. But first and foremost, we got to give a shout out to MCS General Contracting. Also, big shout out to La Cocina Taco Truck and Special Leaf, all sponsors of Sweep the League. Not going to waste any time. Jeff's a very busy man. He, of course, is Jeff Garcia of Locked On Spurs. This segment is brought to you by MCS General Contracting. Contact the boys for driveways, for patios, swimming pools. But like we always say here, the one thing about MCS is they're built on foundation. It's family. It's buying that new home. It's getting that new home built. The most important thing is a foundation. MCS General Contracting is the company to call. This segment sponsored by MCS General Contracting. And let's welcome the man, the myth, the legend himself, Jeff Garcia, to the show. Jeff, welcome back to Sweep the League, man. You're a pretty popular guy. You were on a show earlier today.
Yeah, it was fun. It's been fun. The last time I was on your show, though, I had a lot of fun with you, Derek. It was great, but I'm glad to be back, getting ready for at least a day off tomorrow. I don't have a full weekend off. I have just tomorrow off and got to go back to work on Friday. So I'm going to absorb every single second I can to have a little relaxation time.
I hear you, man. I'm off tomorrow. I'm going to work Friday, and then I'm off next week. But I'm not off from the show.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to still do the show next week, but I'm actually off from regular work. So it's going to be a great, great time, man. Before I get into some Spurs talk with you, because I noticed that, obviously we got the Summer League coming up. We've got the summer team practicing. We've got Stephon Cass. So we've got a lot of stuff going on with the young guys here for the San Antonio Spurs. Before we get into that, Jeff, congratulations from all of us here at Sweep League.
Thank you.
8 years. I mean, the best coverage, the best Spurs coverage, and I'm also going to say the best nerd coverage in all of social media, man. Congratulations. And what we wanted to do was we were able to get ourselves, we were able to get a couple of celebrities, actually 2 celebrities and a third one that we're not going to mention here. They kind of wanted to wish you a congratulations. And I'm not going to lie, it's election time. So we actually have a couple of the people in the running here for the presidential debate, but we're going to give you a quick shout out. And also, Jeff, you gave me some intro music. Well, from here on out, you're going to have your own intro music.
Oh, no. I think I might know what it is, but I want to hear it.
No, it's nothing like that. I'm going to tell you right now, it is a custom song. So listen to the lyrics.
Okay, yeah, then I don't know.
Here we go. Tribute to Jeff Garcia, 8 years on Locked On Spurs.
Jeff Garcia reppin', Locked On Spurs, Rudy Coach Chill, and the whole crew, they got the words, giving them his flowers, ain't no delay, Sweep the League, showing love in every way, great guy, real one, we salute the man, Jeff Garcia, we got respect, ain't no plan, dedication and passion, he put in the time, Locked On Spurs, he made it shine, all the time, all the time. All the time.
Hey everyone, this is Coach Gio from Sweep the League. I want to give a big shout out to Jeff Garcia, who just made 8 years on Locked On Spurs podcast. Jeff, 8 years ago, I was in my 20s, brother. But hey, first time I heard Jeff was back in 2009. He was on another Spurs podcast. Jeff, I've been listening over the years. Your dedication, your hard work, it's admired, man. Congratulations again.
What's up, Jeff? It's your boy Rudy Campos from Sweep the League. Let you know, congratulations, man. 8 years for Locked On Spurs, providing the absolute best Spurs coverage for not only people in San Antonio, but around the world. You're the best in the business, man. Congratulations from all of us here at Sweep the League.
Yo, Mr. Jeff, congratulations on 8 years on Locked On Spurs. Huge fan. I appreciate, all the times we work together. You being an SAHJ, that's awesome. But no, just a really big honor for you, and just a really huge fan of yours, man. I love all your takes, listening to when Rudy hops on, but just love that, 8 years strong. Hopefully it's going to be another 8 years and more, man. But keep on rocking, and hey, tell me the Spurs are going to trade for Lauri Markkanen. I'm just playing, but congrats again, brother. Later.
Congrats, Jeff Garcia, on 8 years with Locked On Spurs.
Jeff Garcia, congratulations on your achievement. You are the best. There is no one that comes close to you in Locked On Spurs. I mean, just simply the best. Good stuff. Everyone loves it. Even Coach Gio texted me yesterday begging me to make the shout out. You are welcome.
Hey, Jeff Garcia. Do you know what is more better than hearing Rudy and Coach Gio argue on Sweep the League? It's listening to you for 8 years on Locked On Spurs. Homer Simpson here, and giving you a huge shout out, buddy.
Hey, Jeff Garcia. It's past my bedtime, so I have to get some sleep. I heard you have been with Locked On Spurs for 8 years. Wow. Locked on Hats, Spurs Locked On Spurs for 16 years is amazing. Did I say 16 years? I'm at 8 years. Jeff Garcia, you make America proud tonight. Coach Gio texted me yesterday during a press conference, but I did it for you, Jim. Great job, Jim.
Special appearances
That
by
was great.
celebrities, man. We've even got Homer Simpson to get you a shout out, man.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. By the way, was that like Madison Square Garden billboard to start it?
I believe so. Our producer put it all together. So yeah, I believe it was.
Yeah, that is awesome, man. Wow, I was not. See, that's it. I wasn't even expecting what the network did yesterday when they put up that post. I knew about it, like just that it was my anniversary, but I didn't say anything. I was like, just business as usual. And then I saw that, and I was like, oh my god. Then we saw what Jimenez and Joe did. I called them, and well, geez, man, yeah, 8 years, yeah. I still remember the time I got the job. I was in my first apartment in New York City, and a couple of the guys that are now Locked On Celtics and Locked On Magic, they're the ones who pushed for me. And then I got the call from the head chief and did a phone interview in the dining room. And then the guy just wanted to know my experience. And at the time, I was still with News for San Antonio. I had just left where I started at Project Spurs to help start that website.
Yeah.
And then, talk about like things happen for a reason, fallout with me and the Project Spurs didn't go well. And then, move on to News for San Antonio. And then lo and behold, boom, Locked On happens. And then I remember the guy who was hiring just said, okay, you know what, just stop, just shut up, because you got the job. You'll start next week or something like that.
Man, but 8 years, dude. Again, we wish you the absolute best, and it's gonna be more than 8 years. You're gonna be doing this forever.
Man, I don't want to crunch the numbers on my age of that. I might be talking like.
Well, when it's all said and done, it is the best coverage of San Antonio Spurs basketball, and a lot of people look up to you. And I will say, just personally, that back in almost 9 years ago, 8 years ago, it all started with a DM to you about a podcast. And that's how this whole thing started. So I
Yep,
appreciate you for everything you've done for me and for Sweep the League.
not a
And
problem.
we're looking forward to many, many more Locked On Spurs, man. So again, congratulations on 8 years.
Not a problem. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But enough about me, Rudy. We got to talk some Spurs.
Yeah, man. So summer league kicking off here very, very soon. We're seeing the Spurs practice. The hype is all around Stephon Castle. So
Hmm.
have you been able to watch some of the Spurs practices? And if you have, talking to
Yeah.
Castle, what's the feeling going into the summer league for these young Spurs?
The feeling is they're getting adjusted. That's the big thing. Now, sure, it's mini camp or summer league mini camp, and hard to gauge a real NBA game, let alone the rigors of the NBA game. But nevertheless, they're learning right away the adjustment. Recently, after practice, Castle was asked, like, "Oh, what are you seeing so far?" It's early, but as far as adjusting, he said he is picking up on the speed of the game, so that's good news. But one thing he did notice that guys are stronger, they're older than him. He's saying that he's having to get adjusted to that. So the physicality and then just playing against grown men. As for Ingram, he took a different route. He didn't talk about physicality. He didn't talk about speed or anything. He talked about the mind.
Yeah.
He talked about how there's a lot of attention to detail that apparently so far in minicamp that you have to learn it right away. Like there's no let's sit down and talk and break this down. It's you have to get everything in an instant to
Yeah.
understand what they're doing fast. He also talked about the skill level. He said one thing the biggest that he notices in college, he felt he could sag off players and one time get lucky that players are going to miss shots. He's so far again, it is a very small sample size. He said if you leave somebody open more often than not, they're gonna make the shot. So they're getting adjust to speed, physicality for Castle, and then for Ingram, it's just the mental side of things is learning things fast.
So with Stephon Castle going into summer league, the question that I had, and this is something, Spurs, it's pure speculation, was you obviously noticed he had a very long collegiate year. I mean, obviously making to the national championship game, they win the national title, then going right into combine workouts, getting ready for the draft and all. Is it possible that we're only going to see kind of similar to what we've seen in the past of Spurs first rounders, especially lottery picks, where they're going to get a couple of games in and then maybe a couple of minutes here and there, and then they're going to shut him down for the summer league? Because I don't think he's in the same class as
No,
Wemby or anybody,
exactly. Yeah,
but
no.
he's a top 4 pick. So is it one of those things where you let him play through summer, or do you think they're going to actually shut him down after a couple of games?
I think they let him play for the entire summer league. Of course, barring if the score is lopsided like Team France did to Turkey
Yeah.
today. But barring that, no, I think he needs to get a lot of reps in. The more reps, especially at the position he's playing, point guard. The more reps he get playing at point, if they want to trot him out at point guard, we don't know yet. But you throw him the keys for that. Look, he doesn't have to worry about a Chris Paul. He doesn't have to worry about a Trey Jones or even a Blake Wesley. It's him. It's just him. So we'll see what he can do. So I'm advocating he plays max time, max minutes. And the same thing for Ingram. Max time, max minute. Look, let's face it, Ingram's likely going to be in the G League.
Yeah.
And he all but said that he's okay with that he has to do what he has to do. But if he can, if for him to play against, I guess, quasi NBA competition, then so be it. But all these guys are going to go through it, especially there's other rookies on the summer Spurs roster. But one guy that I'm actually putting more focus on is actually Sidi Sissoko.
Yeah.
That's the guy I want to see because he recently talked about his situation last year, his rookie season, and admitted that he was banged up with the left knee. He said it got swollen so bad that they had to do a minor operation to clean it out. And he did a interview with a French media outlet. It escapes my mind right now. My apologies, but he said that injury actually put him in a depression because he wanted to go out, he wanted to play, but he just couldn't because he's injured. So let's see if he maximizes the time right now in summer league. He used words like leadership, showing out. So all right, well, be that leader, show out, because I think I want to say too high expectations for him. Let's just say I have expectations for him going into season 2 because I would hope he is on the San Antonio rotation, not the Austin rotation next year.
Yeah, that was a good segue because the last question I wanted to ask you was about City Sissoko. I mean, you saw spurts of him last year and it was kind of promising. I mean, you've had, some guys talking about he could be the next two-way player for the San Antonio Spurs. He's explosive on the offensive side. He's a real crafty defender. And that's the thing. You brought him up, watching him in the summer league. Your thoughts are he's going to be on the Spurs roster probably
Oh yeah,
at the
yeah,
end of the
he is.
season.
Yeah.
If this is the question where I'm getting to for Jeff Garcia of Locked On Spurs and Ken's Five is this: if for whatever reason we see Keldon Johnson moved, does that automatically move City up to that spot on the bench?
Automatically, I don't know.
There's
If the
really
word
not many other
automatically.
guys that are.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, Mamu's a big, Zach Collins is a big, Trey Jones is a point.
Yeah.
So
feel like
that
we're
almost
forgetting
makes
somebody.
City like up there.
We were forgetting. That's why I'm forgetting Barlow, but he's likely not going to stay.
Barlow's gone.
Barlow's gone. We think, man, yeah, who backs up Keldon? Yeah. I think that makes City much more valuable if they do decide to part ways with Keldon. But
Maybe
Malachi. I guess Malachi, yeah, would probably be a club, but even then, he's playing out of position big time.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But no, I really got my eyes on City Sissoko. I want him to pan out. He was, he said he told everybody at the first media session that he did lose weight, that he lost about 20 pounds, not in a bad way, in a good way, to be quicker, agile. So we'll see if that pans out to him. I actually like the way physically he was last year. More swole and bulky, a little more power to his game, but I guess he's going to go with the finesse style. But that's about it. Everybody else on the roster, you're likely going to see them in Austin or go off to another team. But things get kicked off or tipped off this Saturday in California at the California Classic.
Yeah.
The Vegas is next week. So we'll see. But yeah, we'll get some silver black action very, very soon.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. The Summer League's going to be fun. What's up, Chris Leha? Ready for this celebration of the second greatest country in the world, second only to Texas. Texas is the greatest country in the world, according to Leha. I don't think I can agree with that because we all live in Texas. So I think we'll agree with that. But yeah, we're getting ready for celebration of 4th of July. Jeff, I know you got to go. You got a busy schedule right now.
Well, I can stick around for about 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes.
If
Okay,
you
we
want.
got 5 more minutes.
I can do 5 more minutes. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just waiting for see everybody. I have 2 laptops. This is my Ken's 5 laptop. This is how they keep tabs on me. So I'm waiting for them to get back on something. They haven't got back to me yet on something, but if they do, I'll let you know.
So no worries. I mean, now we can go into the whole. I've yet to really talk because you and I went on Locked On Spurs at the beginning of the week on Monday.
Yeah, you kicked us off.
Yeah, we're talking about CP3 and that signing. Do you think there's something left in the bag for the Spurs? Is there another move? Because I know Laurie's been talked about, but it's so weird. You hear Spurs Twitter talk about you don't get rid of Sohan, you don't get rid of Devin, you don't get rid of this, but when it's Laurie marketing, you pretty much get rid of whoever you need with the exception of Wemby.
No, you do. Yeah, you would. You look at what Laurie can bring career wise. Numbers are staggering. But no, if Danny Ainge says give me some picks and Devin, I'm fine. And believe it or not, my deal breaker isn't Devin; it's actually the Atlanta picks. I can see Ainge saying, "Give me those Atlanta picks next year." I think that could be the deal breaker that's happening behind the scenes right now. Rudy, what do you think?
I agree 100% because if that Atlanta pick does, pan out and they're at number 1, you get a player very similar, if not better, in Cooper Flagg than Laurie Markkinen. So it's worth keeping that there. Now, I say Atlanta's picks are off the table and Wemby's off the table. Everything else is on the table. Spurs pick next year is on the table.
Yep.
Atlanta's pick in 2026, 2027. I don't mind that.
Look, if Utah wants San Antonio's pick next year, I'm fine with that.
For the next couple of years, take it.
Couple of years, fine. Take them. But I ain't gonna let go of those Atlanta picks. If they want second rounders, second rounders are seen as a premium now. Go for it. You want Vassell? Go for it. You want Keldon? Go for it. Because getting Laurie in return, if Vassell's involved, you do that. If it's anybody less than Laurie's level, then you say no to Vassell.
Yeah, that's the way I feel. I mean, everybody's on the table. I mean, hell, Jeff, you and I know that I would take calls on Wemby and Tim Duncan. I've always said that before. So, I mean, you take calls on everybody, but there should be nobody off the table when it comes to Laurie Markkinen. That's an instant. Not so much. We were talking yesterday. CP3, Larry Markkinen, Victor Wembanyama. That puts you in the 39 to 40 win range, which is right there for the play-in easily.
Okay, let me ask you: if Laurie comes to San Antonio, playoff team, maybe a 6 seed,
fringe playoff team.
Fringe, really fringe.
You got to
know Wemby and Laurie and Chris Paul.
Well,
that's not bad.
It depends on what you. If you have Devin still on the team, then I could say 43, 44 wins, which should be right there for 6 seed or so. But when I say fringe, I'm talking. I mean, you got to remember Dallas coming off of a fresh NBA Finals appearance, just added Klay Thompson, so they got better on that sense. Denver's still going to be there. You've got New Orleans, who's DeJounte Murray's back in the West. The Grizzlies are back. They were all injured. They're back. You have Oklahoma City, who by far is probably the best team in the league right now on paper. So that's already 5 teams. Let's not forget Sacramento is another one, 6. More than likely, you're going to probably see Phoenix if they can get a point guard there with Budenholzer there now. That's 7. So it's still a tough road to travel in the West. But with Laurie, CP3, and Wemby, I put them at 39, 40 wins. That's probably play-in worthy right there.
See, I don't even think that's play-in worthy.
You think
not to say that they're. I think because you're forgetting Morant's coming back. You're forgetting that Dallas. Well, I guess you could pencil Dallas in already for 1 through 6, so forget about that. But Pelicans, they just got Murray. I think that boosts them.
Yeah.
You got Houston. They're coming fast.
Yeah.
So I don't even think 39 wins gets you in the play-in in the West.
Probably not. And that's what I'm saying. I think if you're doing Laurie, CP3, and Victor, it's the path. You sign Laurie to an extension. If CP3 wants to come back, great. Derek keeps calling De'Aaron Fox. He knows something. Man. He's calling De'Aaron Fox to San Antonio in the summer of 2025. Now, before you have to get off a De'Aaron Fox, Victor Wembanyama, Laurie Markkinen team, that's a playoff team. That's got to be.
Say that one more time. You said Wemby, Laurie, and if De'Aaron Fox,
because he's got ties to San Antonio. He's got tons of ties to San Antonio.
Yeah, I remember a few years ago he said that he went to a few Spurs NBA Finals games.
His wife is from San Antonio.
His wife is
So he's a free agent in 2025, and he has yet to sign his extension. He will not sign it either. So
you think that's the whole Spurs are waiting for 2025 for everything to fall into place, like from free agents to the draft? 100%. So then wouldn't them making a move for Laurie right now kind of bust that up?
No, because I think if you're able, let's put it this way: if you get Laurie this year, you're guaranteed to extend him.
You're gonna have to give up probably the Vassell. So they're taking.
That's fine. I think that's fine. Okay. I think that's fine because you're going to extend Laurie. You don't have CP3 for after this year. You're going into summer of 25 with really just 2 guys. That's Laurie and Victor. Victor's still on a rookie contract. He's going to have to be extended here pretty soon. But I think 2025, because if you're able to keep on to that Atlanta pick, I mean, you're going to get probably a top 5 pick right there in a superstar draft. Plus, you're going to have so much money left, to play with in the cap space. That summer market is just going to be huge for them. So I think they're still going all in with 2025. The reason why I think they go for Laurie this season and make that trade is because there's no guarantee when he becomes an unrestricted free agent next year that they'll be able to get him. So many teams will want him. That's why I think you go balls to the wall now and you get Laurie now. That way he is in your arena. He's in your back pocket. You just extend him and we're done.
And the frustrating thing about it is that the Spurs can make a move right now. They can actually. Is the deal breaker Atlanta's first round picks for you? Are you willing maybe to part with 1 for Laurie?
I'll put it this way: I will part with every Atlanta pick with the exception of 2025. Every Atlanta pick, every Chicago pick, every Charlotte pick that's Otis. Even every Spurs pick, I will let them all go with the exception of the Hawks 2025 pick. That would be the only one I want to keep. That's it.
Yeah, I suspect that's probably the hang up right now. That's got it. I mean, Ainge is known for fleecing people from his Boston days to his Utah days, and he's trying to, hey, this is actually a good test for Brian Wright. Let's see him go up against a savvy GM like Danny Ainge. I'd like to see how that works out. You talk about development. What about GM development right now? If it's true what the reports are saying that the Spurs are in talks with Utah. Yeah, Danny Ainge doesn't mess around, does he, Rudy?
No, he doesn't. And the one thing about the Utah Jazz is if you're the Spurs, they know how valuable that 2025 pick is. So if you're going to play hardball, then you know what? Okay, we'll give you Utah's 2025. I mean, Atlanta's 2025 pick for Laurie. If you also want, a player like Devin Vassell and a couple of more draft picks, then you kind of try to, finagle them a little bit. Maybe ask for Jordan Clarkson, another San Antonio native. Try to get somebody else because they know how valuable that 2025 pick is. Then I'm okay with parting with that Atlanta's pick. I mean, maybe you go
2025 pick.
Yeah, the 2025 pick. I'm okay with that if you're able to get more than Markkanen, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So Markkanen and Jordan Clarkson to me is worth that 2025 pick from Atlanta. I'm not giving up a lot of them, but I know how valuable that pick is. So if Brian Wright is smart,
imagine if Atlanta is so bad that they land in the top 3 next year, or they get the number 1 pick again. Good Lord!
If they get the number 1 pick again, then you're talking Cooper Flag and Victor Wembanyama.
Are we talking a longer dynasty than the Tim Duncan dynasty?
Depending who else they bring in 2025.
Yeah,
I would say yes. They would. If they were to win the lottery and they got Cooper Flag, Victor Wembanyama, and they were able to land some major free agents, a la De'Aaron Fox, and somebody else, second best team in the West behind Oklahoma City, easily, easily right there.
Yeah,
I would say in.
Man, don't make a stream, Rudy. Don't make a stream. What could happen?
That's all we do. We dream on this show.
We got a question, don't we?
Jeff, put yourself in right shoes and you put in a roster. Who is your 5 starting lineup all time Spurs? Oh, okay. So Tim asked this question. Yeah. Basically, give us your top 10 Spurs, your 5 starters and 5 bench guys.
Okay.
And a head coach.
Okay, head coach. All right. Well, I'll start off with the starters. Okay. Right. So I got the obvious: Duncan starting, Manu starting. Got to give the PG spot right now to TP. So there's 3 right there. I'm throwing in Alvin Robertson in the mix, and then I am putting Iceman in there. So that's my starting 5 right there. Now,
5.
Now we got off the bench. I got Captain Late off the bench. Who else I got? Oh my goodness, I forgot his name. David Robinson. Sorry. Did I put David in the top 5? No, I didn't.
No, I think you did.
Yeah, I did?
No, I don't think you did.
I did. Okay, so then there's Captain Late, there's David Robinson off the bench. Oof. Man, let me give you a couple more. You know what? F it. Give me Sean Elliott. That's 3. Give me man. I know there's an ABA guy. I can't get my mind around it right now.
Big man?
He was a shooting guard. He like his jersey should be up there. God, what's his name?
Mike Mitchell or Mike Gale? No, not Mike.
Gale. Mike Gale. Wait,
Mike Gale. Or is it
who is Special K?
That's Larry Keenan.
Larry Keenan. There we go.
Special K.
Yeah. Larry Keenan. Thank you very much, Larry Keenan. And you know what? Just for fun, throw in LMA.
Marcus Aldridge. See, you know how tough this is because you left off Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
We've all left off a lot of people were like, oh my God, we left off this person, we left off that person. So it's tough, man. It is tough to put a top 10 Spurs together for a starting 5 and then the bench guys on there. But nonetheless, I mean, I'm surprised you didn't go with my pick. I threw John Sunvold on the bench because I needed another point guard. I like the 3-point guard look. So
you threw in Brent Berry.
Brent Berry is another one. I threw in Greg Sutton. I've always mentioned the
He
Gillette
was
Nine.
Oklahoma, right? He came from
Yeah,
Oklahoma.
State,
Yeah.
Oklahoma State, Cowboy.
Hey,
So
hey, wait, before I go, whatever happened? This is like the name lost in history. Whatever happened to James Anderson? Remember that guy?
oh yeah, from Oklahoma
He
State.
was like they were acting like the Spurs robbed that draft because they got
Yeah,
James Anderson, and I don't even remember him playing that much.
he was a preseason darling, put it that way. I mean,
Yeah,
it
now
was James.
that's one of the all-time Spurs bust right there. I know everybody says Luka Samanic and I guess Primo, but James Anderson's got to be up there as far as draft bust for the Spurs.
Primo, I can't really consider Primo a bust because he was actually doing pretty good, and then his off the court antics is what got him. So I can't
Yeah.
really say that was a bust. They kind of hit that he was going to develop into a player, but yeah, it's the off the court antics as well that happened. But come on, Jeff, they got to go back further than that. Alfrederick Hughes is the
Right,
one
yeah.
guy.
Is that that's probably the the best of the worst.
Yeah, Alfrederick
Yeah.
Hughes. He's the one that crashed his car, I think, and
Yeah.
pretty much
So,
career over.
or how about this? Your top 5 Spurs draft bust. So you got Hughes,
Yeah.
Samanic, Anderson, Dwayne
Oh.
Shinsis.
Yeah, I would say Dwayne Shinsis, rest in peace, but Dwayne Shinsis is up there. He has to be up there, I would say.
And
And
then
then
I see,
after
but
that,
I know what you're saying. Like Primo wasn't a bust, but was he a bust? Like,
if not for what happened off the court, I think he would have been fine. He would have been in the rotation. So I don't think he was technically a bust, but I don't know. It's kind of hard. I mean, can we say maybe Felipe Lopez was drafted by the
maybe,
Spurs?
yeah,
I mean,
maybe Felipe
um,
Lopez was Sweet Pea drafted.
no, I
Sweet
think he
Pea,
was signed as a free agent
he was
with
signed
the
a free
John
agent.
Lucas.
Okay.
Yeah. Shoot, we forgot Terry Cummings, man. Terry Cummings is an all-time Spur
Oh,
right there.
TC, yeah, TC. I don't know about Antoine Carr. I want to put it all time. Yeah, Cadillac. I don't know about Cadillac.
I don't know about David Wingate. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think about Wingate. I don't know, man. There's a bunch of guys, and what's funny is we mentioned Uwe Blob, and as soon as I did, Derek Irvin just got all happy and giddy because I remember I played against Uwe Blob, and I was like, man, I gotta pick that guy's brain even more, man. So
Oh well. Wesley brings up a good argument though. Is Primo a bust because you could have had Halliburton or Maxi?
yeah, but I don't know because
Yeah,
did we ever get a real chance to see Primo?
we didn't. I
Ever.
think we were starting to see like the first phase of him. Like he started kind of late in that last season when he was a
Yeah.
Spur. He was starting to get it. I was actually at that game in Brooklyn where he hit the game-winning shot and forcing overtime, and man, he was like, so happy. But man, he's not even in the league anymore, is he? I don't think he is. I think the Clippers cut
Primo?
him. Yeah,
Well, he got signed by the Clippers. I don't know if he's still with the Clippers.
I think I read somewhere that they let him go.
They did.
Yeah.
Probably so, man. I'm assuming that he's probably not going to be in the league anytime soon. I would say, but if he is, it's probably going to be another couple of years. I don't know any team that would actually use Primo right now, but I mean, I guess you could call him a bust because there was players drafted after him that you could have had. So I would say so. I guess you could consider him a bust, man. That's no doubt
Yeah,
about
but
it.
I hear your argument though. Like we don't know if it turned into a bust. Like yes, there was promise there, but he should have just not have busted out his you know what. I think that's what's going on.
Busting something else, man.
Yeah.
That is Josh Primo, man. But you know what? Yeah, we
I'm
don't. We
trying to think
can't.
like
Really,
who's another draft bust? Man, I can't think of one. I
it's
cannot think of one. Like
I
a
mean,
draft bust. Like
we're
just
talking. I can look up some Spurs drafts right now just to see.
draft bust.
Let's see. We got to look this up while we're looking this up because you got me curious
Because
now.
Felipe Lopez was a good college player. Like really good.
Yeah, I mean,
Lopez. Did he stay a Spur? I thought they traded him.
they traded him. Yeah,
Yeah.
they ended up trading him. So, they really didn't miss for a while there. I mean, you're talking. Yeah, Felipe Lopez was drafted, but maybe Bill Corey Alexander. I mean, Corey
Well,
was.
Bill Curley was traded right away to Detroit.
Yeah, he was. Tracy Murray was drafted, but he was okay.
They
He
traded
didn't
him.
play with the Spurs.
Yeah, they traded him to Portland right away.
Yeah, so I mean, the Spurs haven't really missed.
Yes, Mario brought up. I remember now. Here's a draft bust: Livio Jean-Charles.
Okay, John Charles, yeah, but wasn't he a second round pick? Are we talking?
He was
first. He was a first round, 28th pick. Again, but it's hard to call an overseas guy a bust if he never has a chance to come over. I mean,
they gave him a shot, but I think it was one of those like, okay, let's see where you're at, and then go back to Cook, and then he never came back.
Yeah, I mean, because you can talk about 2015 they drafted Nikola Molatino.
I got one for you. What about Jan Mahimi?
Man, is he a bust? No. He had a solid career. Wasn't he starting for the Spurs for a while there too?
For a while, yeah. I remember in his early years, like rookie years, there was rumble. Was kind of like thought more of what he was. Like now this is the peak of Tim Duncan's era. And I remember I was told that he would question why Duncan can get away with stuff in practice, but he can't. Like he went there. So
I don't know about Lonnie Walker. Walker.
I don't know. Lonnie Walker's a bust.
He hasn't done much in the NBA, but I don't know if he's a bust. I mean, he contributed. I guess that's what it is. What do you consider a bust is the question. But I mean, if you think about it, the Spurs have never really missed on a first round, talent. I mean, even back in the 80s, drafting Paxson, Reggie Johnson, he's not a bust. He was actually good. Maybe 1978, Frankie Sanders. I mean, we're going in the 70s, so we're definitely not going that far back. Can't really find too many busts for the San Antonio Spurs in the first.
What about I can't think of any either. I can't think of any either. By the way, everybody, I wanted to show you this before I go.
What's up?
This is sitting on sitting on my desk, like facing me. I don't want to knock it down, but I'll show everybody.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
My whole desk right here is just surrounded by nerd stuff, and I have Rudy's gift that he got me at a Comic-Con sitting here with me and put it back here.
I still have the other three that I bought, and I got to get those in boxes so I can frame them. I'm gonna frame them and then put them up because I don't want to hang them up like that. But I ain't gonna lie, we got a good deal on those. We got
Well, you got a good deal on it. You went back and you talked to the guy. He gave you a good deal.
Man, there's a lot. We got to do a nerd show pretty soon here sometime. I've been saying we got to do it, but we got to do some kind of nerd stuff. But
sweet, man. All right.
Man, Jeff, well, I appreciate you joining on again. Congratulations for 8 years of Locked On Spurs. This is Jeff.
Thank you.
Garcia of Locked On Network and Locked On Spurs.
By the way, can I just tell everybody something real fast?
Go for it.
No Locked On Spurs tomorrow. There'll be no Locked On Spurs tomorrow. We're going to resume on Friday. So I usually get DMs from people like, there's no Locked On. Like usually sometimes I post them later in the day, like in the afternoon. Yeah. And I get like, there's no Los. I go, just wait. It's coming out. But no, there's there's no Los tomorrow. We'll resume on Friday to get you ready for the Summer League. So there you have it.
And you can follow Jeff on X, or what I call the Twitter, but it is on X at Jeff G Spurs Zone. Again, Jeff Garcia, host of Locked On Spurs, part of Ken's 5 and the Locked On Network. Jeff, appreciate you joining us on here. When we get back, we'll have Austin Hartsfield with Painting Corners Podcast talking MLB. So again, appreciate Jeff Garcia for joining us here tonight. Get your MLB questions in. We're going to drop that phone number here as well, so you can call in with any questions, maybe some Spurs takes. If you want to drop some of your top 10 Spurs, give us your all-time starting 5 and then your 5 guys on the bench. Be sure to give us a call when we get back. We'll drop that number for you to call us here. Austin Hartsfield joining us here right after the commercial break with the Painting Corners Podcast, talking MLB and a little bit of Dallas Mavericks. Rudy Campos Jr. Sweep the League. We'll be back. Living in South Texas, we all love to eat, especially tacos. Oh boy, La Cocina Taco Truck should be your only stop every time. They are just a short drive away, located at 283 West San Antonio Street in New Braunfels, Texas. There is no order too big or small for the staff to handle. Whether it's the ever so popular street tacos, all the way to the amazing quesadillas, La Cocina will satisfy your appetite, guaranteed. Head over to see them at 283 West San Antonio Street in New Braunfels, Texas. Make that short drive so you can be satisfied at La Cocina Taco Truck. proud sponsors of Sweep the League. A family is just like your home. It starts with a great foundation. MCS General Contracting can make sure your foundation is off to a perfect start. Whether you're wanting to build a pool, expand a patio, or build a driveway, MCS General Contracting should be your only call. They provide top-notch customer service and will stand by their work 100% of the time. Why trust the rest when you can just call the best? Build the best foundation now for your home and your family, because a good foundation is the perfect start to a happy life. Contact MCS General Contracting today at 210-774-9155. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League.
Hi, it's Sherilyn, and you're watching Sweep the League TV. Follow me on Instagram at official Sherilyn for more content.
Digital rich.
Welcome back to Sweep the League. Again, shout out to Sherilyn out there. Shout out to the Iceman, George Garvin, for the drops. And then shout out again to Jeff Garcia. Thank you for joining us earlier. Talking some Spurs basketball. Spurs Summer League, that's going to be kicking off here. We brought to you a little bit about the history of the Spurs. Jeff's top 10, his all-time starting five, all-time five on the bench. He dropped that for you. If you guys want to chime in and give us a phone call here, we'll shoot that phone number here up in just a second here. There's 830-499-1852 if you want to drop us your top 10 Spurs or drop a comment here. This next segment is brought to you by both MCS General Contracting and La Cocina Taco Truck. La Cocina Taco Truck is a short drive to New Braunfels. Short drive to get satisfied. The absolute best street tacos and quesadillas. I'm going to try to make it out there again. I went out there this past weekend. My fault. I went too early. But I want to get me some quesadillas and some street tacos. I have lost weight, but I guarantee I'm going to eat just one bite. I'm going to give the rest of the family. But it's guaranteed greatness over at La Cocina Taco Truck, MCS General Contracting. Again, building the foundation, family and home, exact same thing. It's going to work out if you have a great foundation. Contact MCS General Contracting, both proud sponsors of Sweep the League, as well as Special Leaf Tea. This next segment, MLB talk, guys. We've been waiting for him to come back on. He is back on. We're going to talk a little bit of MLB with Austin Hartsfield of the Painting Corners podcast, which I'm going to ask him if he can bring that back for all you Sweep the League guys out there that are massive baseball fans. Plus, he's a little testy about the Klay Thompson thing yesterday with Derek Irvin. So let's get him on the show right now. Austin, welcome back, man.
Testy?
Testy, apparently. I mean, it seemed like you and Derek are going at it a little bit last night. So
No. We're all good.
Man, so before we get into MLB talk, because we got the All-Star game coming up here, and then I know a lot of people are frustrated with the Astros and, Rangers talk and all that great stuff. But before we get into that, Klay to the Mavericks. I know you follow the Mavericks. You're a diehard fan. You've done a little bit of coverage for the Mavericks as well. Klay Thompson going there. Move of the century for them. It's going to help them a lot. I mean, you're fresh off of an NBA Finals appearance. So how big of it was it for Klay Thompson?
I think this might be the biggest offseason in Mavericks history if you just consider a free agency class. I'm going to be completely honest with you. There's not a ton to compete with. So,
yeah.
I mean, the biggest, and I know the Klay Thompson thing is huge, and I'm so excited. You can't really put into words what that does for this team, 3-point shooting wise. But getting rid of Tim Hardaway Jr. is the win for the offseason. It has taken years off my life watching him play basketball, and I'm just glad that Nico has shipped him to Detroit.
Man, it's crazy because a lot of people feel that Tim Hardaway Jr. Transaction was a loss for the Dallas Mavericks.
You don't watch the Mavericks, and you don't watch Mavericks basketball because about one quarter a game, Tim thinks he's Dwayne Wade, and it is the most irritating thing on earth for Mavericks fans. Everybody saw that those 5 threes in the finals is like, oh, why doesn't he play more? And then you see him go 19 minutes without a point. And it's like, that's why. That's the Tim that we see all the time.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Hey, real quick, Christopher Leah, what are the hours for La Cocina? I actually texted Louis, so let me text him again and get the hours for all you guys. I can start announcing it on the show for you here. It is summertime, so he did say the summer hours changed a little bit. So, Chris, I'll shoot you a text, brother. Again, that's Chris Layout with MCS General Contracting and Boodle Strohs, man. I'm telling you, everybody loves MLB. They want to talk MLB. Definitely, we're going to talk to you, Austin Hartsfield, about MLB here. Chris Layout's wanting to know about the Astros, but nonetheless, you think it's a win for the Mavericks in the offseason. I'm going to give it to you. That's fine. I follow the Mavericks a little bit. I love what they did, with the big man position last year. PJ Washington, Gafford and Lively, an off season, not another off season. They're going to have their real first off season coming up together. They're just going to improve more and more. I think Kyrie's bought in. They're going to be one of the top teams in the West. I don't think they are the top team in the West. I mean, that's already in Oklahoma City. That's a few miles north.
We just beat them, though.
Of Dallas. Well, you just beat them, but they kind of reloaded a little bit in this offseason. So we'll definitely see how that works out for the Mavericks in Oklahoma City and the Western Conference. But we got some baseball talk, man. So early season. Now, I'm not following baseball just yet. I'm getting back into it. I can't follow it. I mean, the Giants are the Giants. That's my team. I'm going to watch them when they're on TV, but I'm not getting no MLB extra innings or whatever to watch them or anything because it's just not worth it for me. But living in Texas, you got the Rangers and you got the Stros. Rangers coming fresh off of that big World Series. Both of those teams, man, Stros are struggling. I know they were struggling. They're on a bit of a hot streak lately. But is it something that can be turned around? And can this Stros team, you feel, get back to these winning ways that Houston and most of Texas has been, comfortable with lately?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think so. I mean, I think if you're an Astros fan, you probably feel better than a lot of the Rangers fans right now who just continuously keep waiting for this team to turn it on. And I watch it with my mom every single day. She's like, when are they going to start to hit? And I'm like, well, the pitching's coming back if you're Texas, right? And Josh Young's coming back, who I'm not a fan of, but that might be because of the logo on my hat and the fact that he was a Red Raider. If you're an Astros fan, you just got to look forward to the deadline. Like you're in a better spot than you were a month ago. You have a shot to add maybe one of the two Blue Jays, which would be interesting. Vlad specifically, which
yes,
if you land Vlad in Houston, it kind of changes everything.
What are the chances of Vlad going to Houston? Because I've been seeing that is a huge thing that might be happening here come the deadline. I mean, Toronto's obviously selling, and I know Vlad's on the table.
They should, but they kind of there's a lot of teams in that mid-level, right? Like near 500 right now, to where you're just like, do you buy? Do you sell? There's a couple teams that I think there's kind of false flags. Like I love the Sox, Red Sox. This is such a fake Red Sox team. Like the pitching has been unbelievable the first half of the season. I don't think that there's a way that they can continue that. But Houston seems like a good spot for Vlad. I'm curious to see if the Blue Jays sell. They should in theory, but some front offices get really, really stubborn this time of year, thinking that they can turn it around.
Any other moves besides Vlad that Houston might be looking at making? Because again, they're sitting in second place in the West. In the AL West are only 3 games behind Seattle, which Gio is ecstatic because of the Mariners. But
I would love to talk about them.
Yeah, well, I tried getting him on tonight. He's heard you were on, and he kind of wussied out there and said, "No, I'm not going to do it." He probably know you're going to give him crap for the Mariners, but they're sitting in second. I mean, Rangers are in third. Rangers are only 7 out. I mean, it's still way early in the season. But is there a move that the Stros can make outside of Vlad to kind of put them over? Because Seattle's a very tough out. I'm not going to lie. Seattle's a very tough out in that AL West.
Seattle's a tough out, but Seattle can't hit. So when it comes to that, but when you have a rotation like that, you kind of barely have to hit. Houston. You can never have too many bullpen arms despite what they have.
Yeah.
I think every team in baseball should be looking at Garrett Crochet, because the season that he's having is unbelievable. I don't think anybody's going to be able to blow the Tigers away for Tarek Skubal. But Vlad should be the white whale for Houston this trade deadline.
And then the Rangers, man, can the Rangers get back to the glory days this season? It just seems like it's one of those seasons where kind of head scratching for the Rangers in a way. But I mean, I've talked to one guy who covers the Texas Rangers, and he just said, I'm starting to question if last year was a fluke, if anything. So, and again, I told him they're not that far off. I mean, they're still technically 7 out. We've like a million games to go. So can't see why people are writing off the Rangers right now.
Realistically, Ranger fans at the beginning of the year with all the injuries knew that they were going to just try to tread water until like the All-Star break, when everybody starts to come back. You're starting to get pieces back. Josh Young will be back eventually. Jacob deGrom will be back eventually, which it seems to be something that people forget. Scherzer just got back. I fully expect the Rangers to turn around.
There you go. For all you Rangers and Astros fans out there, we got MLB's own and Painting Corners. Now, when's that coming back, man? Austin Hartsfield. We need the Painting Corners podcast back. I don't mind putting it on the network here at all, man, if you ever can do that again.
I wonder if Gabe's watching, because I'll talk to Gabe. I'll talk to Gabe and Dave about it, because I've been having an itch a little bit here lately.
If y'all can get it going, we can work on it, and then we'll put it on the network here, the Sweep the League network and the Sweep the League channel. That way, we got a little baseball action going, because we've got baseball fans, and that's the thing. I know some people are kind of like, I don't like baseball. Talk this, talk that. We talk everything. We're not solidified and cemented in talking to just Spurs and this and Cowboys, and now we talk everything, man. So if you guys want to get back together and kind of do that stuff, let me know, man, because the Painting Corners was a massive baseball podcast, and we loved every minute of it.
It's funny because we see the guests that we got a couple of years ago who were a little bit younger, like Cole Irvin just pitched on Sunday Night Baseball, and he was on 4 or 5 episodes of Painting Corners. My mom was like, "Why are you rooting for the O's?" Like, I'm like, "That's Cole Irvin. Do you not know? Like, he was on the show more than anybody." But like Tanner Houck's tearing it up for the Sox this year. Trying to think of, Brennan Davis is a top prospect for the Cubs.
Yeah.
You got my wheels turning now.
You see, it just takes a little bit. And I remember you always texted me like, I got Cole Irvin's on the show. Cole was like, nice. And now you're thinking like, holy cow, I had this guy on the show, and I had this guy on the show. So that's what I'm saying, man. Painting Corners podcast. It's got to make a comeback for all you baseball fans out there. If they get it back, they were dropping some of the massively big prospects at the time. They had them on their show. It was a great listen. Can't really ask for any better podcast out there when it comes to baseball. So definitely we're going to see if we can convince Austin to do the Painting Corners podcast again. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we get back, we're going to get into Austin's head a little bit, because he's a big movie buff and he likes talking about movies. So we're going to give him a little bit of entertainment side here on Sweep the League. We'll be back in just a second with Austin Hartsfield, Rudy Campos Jr., Sweep the League. We'll be back.
A family is just like your home. It starts with a great foundation. MCS General Contracting can make sure your foundation is off to a perfect start. Whether you're wanting to build a pool, expand a patio, or build a driveway, MCS General Contracting should be your only call. They provide top-notch customer service and will stand by their work 100% of the time. Why trust the rest when you can just call the best? Build the best foundation now for your home and your family, because a good foundation is the perfect start to a happy life. Contact MCS General Contracting today at 210-774-9155. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League. Living in South Texas, we all love to eat, especially tacos. Oh boy, La Cocina Taco Truck should be your only stop every time. They are just a short drive away, located at 283 West San Antonio Street in New Braunfels, Texas. There is no order too big or small for the staff to handle. Whether it's the ever so popular street tacos all the way to the amazing quesadillas, La Cocina will satisfy your appetite, guaranteed. Head over to see them at 283 West San Antonio Street in New Braunfels, Texas. Make that short drive so you can be satisfied. At La Cocina Taco Truck. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
Shout out to Ice on that. We were joined by Austin Hartsfield of Painting Corners Pie. I'm going to say of us Painting Corners because it's coming back. We're not going to lie. It's coming back. She's bringing it back. So it's going to be a part of the Sweep the League network here.
I'm not gonna lie. I saw the logo. I was going through my old email and I saw the logo again. And I was like, man, we really nailed it with that logo.
Yeah. Again, I mean, everything was great about that. So hopefully we can get you guys to do it, and we'll put it on the network over here. That way we can get a nice little baseball. And then we got other stuff coming too. So be on the lookout. We got a brand new song for Sweep the League. Jeff Garcia, who was on earlier, has his own walk-in music now. He's got his own music. I mean, literally the Sweep the League All-Stars decided to put a music, whatever, I don't know what kids call it, song together for Jeff Garcia for Sweep the League. It's amazing. That's just a little bit to come. Also, I got to announce, man, we've got a merchandise t-shirt line coming out. That's going to be launching, I think, this weekend or after this weekend. Tons of stuff going on at Sweep the League. So all you got to do is go to YouTube, search at Sweep the League TV, subscribe. That way you can be a part of the fun. We're the only podcast in town that's taking phone calls Monday through Friday. We're the only podcast that's going to be giving away a crap load of stuff. We've already given away a good amount of stuff. Not only that, we're the only podcast right now that if you're a subscriber to YouTube, Austin and everybody else, you're going to be entered to get College Football 25, a copy of College Football. It's back, baby. College Football 25. You're going to win a copy of it if you're selected, but the only way to win is to be a subscriber to Sweep the League on our YouTube channel. That's at Sweep the League TV. Tell Austin, tell the family to do it, because if your brother wins it or somebody in the family wins it, then you win because you can just take it for yourself. But that gives you so many more chances.
Hey, you know me, the fam's already all subscribed, so you're good to go.
That's more chances, man. So like I said, if you got a bunch of family members, create 30 accounts. I don't care. That's 30 chances for you to win College Football 25. And plus, if I'm not mistaken, we just got word that the new Madden, when it's released, we're going to probably give away a Madden copy as well. So we're the only podcast in town doing that. Much for everybody out here. And you know what? That's all part of because of MCS General Contracting, Specialty, and La Cocina Taco Truck. Great sponsors of Sweep the League, man. Austin, movie buff over here. We always talk movies. We always go to that movie side. So I've seen the debate of sport movies.
Okay.
Is it that difficult to pick 5 sport movies? If you could give me your top 5 sport movies, what would it be? And again, if y'all guys want to call in, we got a call in number. So if you want to call in to give me your top 5 sports movies, 830-499-1852. Give me your top 5 sports movies, because we've debated this before. I don't think we got into a heavy debate. Because if you like comedy, you're like, okay, well, I like Necessary Roughness. I like Major League.
Dallas 40.
North Dallas 40. There's a lot of comedy out there. But if you're a serious sports buff, you can go Hoosiers. You can go Remember the Titans. You can go Field of Dreams. I mean, what kind of, you look at like that, but Field of Dreams is an
It's not even the best Costner sports movie.
Well, no, that would be Draft Day. Draft Day is the best Costner.
It's not even like in the 3 best Costner sports movies. It's not the best Costner baseball movie.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's so big, the sport movie universe. What in the hell, man? I mean, give me 5, Austin, that you would say is in your top 5. And I'm going to cement that, because if you say, no, I'm going to come back in this one. I'll give me your 5 and give me your alternate. I'll give you an alternate. So 6 total.
Okay. Damn, this is off the dome. Bull Durham, for sure.
Is that number 1 Costner?
Yeah,
You think
yeah,
so?
for sure.
I would say so.
I think that's the best he's ever been on screen.
Really? I think
Yeah,
you
I
just
think I
pissed
think
off Yellowstone fans.
I don't care. He's full. Him and Sarandon are full on electric, and then you throw in Robbins in there too. So
Yeah.
Bull Durham. It's crazy because Costner has. There's probably better baseball scenes in For the Love of the Game than there is in Bull Durham.
Yeah.
But it's not as good as Bull Durham. Like Bull Durham's like hands down Costner's best baseball movie. There's not enough baseball in Field of Dreams, as weird as that sounds. Let's see, Color of Money, for sure.
Really?
I love Color of Money
And
a
I
lot.
love Money, but my favorite is the original The Hustler.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Tom Cruise, by the way.
Happy birthday, Tom Cruise.
Let's see. I have my list.
So while you're going through your list, Elias, if you want to call in. We're basically saying, give me your top. Honestly, you can call in and talk about whatever you want. You want to drop a comment, but the question is, what's your top 5 sports movies? Or if you want to talk about the Spurs, like we did with Jeff Garcia earlier, any guys you want to talk about anything, talk about whatever you want. Give us a call, do whatever. Also, here it is. The number is 830-499-1852. Leha, if you're still in here, La Cocina Taco Truck. It's 8 p.m. till the last person leaves. So there you go. Those are the hours. I actually got there like at 7:45. That's my old butt in there early. So now I know 8 p.m. till the last person leaves. That's La Cocina Taco Truck here. All right. While you're thinking, Austin, we got a phone call. Let's see what we got here.
Let's do it.
Thank you for calling Sweep the League. Who are we talking to here?
This is Elias.
Elias, what is up, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. How you doing?
Good. What do you got on your mind that you want to talk to myself and Austin about?
I just want to answer your sports movie question. I won't give you top 5 because I can't think of 5 right off the dome, but I'll give you 3, my personal 3.
Go for it.
All right, number 1 has to be Remember the Titans.
Okay.
All right, number 2, I'm going to say a Rocky movie. You're probably expecting me to say Rocky 4, but I have to go for Rocky 3. It just hits emotionally on a whole other level.
Oh, I can dig that.
And just for the nostalgia, Angels in the Outfield. I know absolutely nothing about baseball, but that's my childhood, bro.
Angels in the Outfield. I have you on the line. That is a crazy one to pick because it's one of the most emotional movies when you're at the end and you know that it was Tony Danza. Like, that is it. He's done after this. And when they say done, he's like done. I think that was an emotional movie, man.
I didn't really know what that meant, so I rewatched it again in my teenage years, and I was like, "Oh, he's dying right after this."
Exactly. That's why it's like, man, this is such a great movie. I think it's a Disney movie. Like, it's an awesome movie. And then, hold up, wait a minute, Dad. Who's the boss died, right? Tony Danza. Tony Maselli. He's gone. Like, yeah, he's done after this, man. So those are your top 3. You got one more you want to name?
Southpaw. It counts, right?
Southpaw counts? It does count, man.
I'll go with Southpaw, buddy.
All right, man. Well, hey, dude, I appreciate the phone call. Be sure to call in again if you want to give any sports take or whatever. And, man, I know you're a subscriber to the YouTube page, but good luck on the raffle, man, that we're going to be doing for College Football 25 as well as Madden, man. I mean, that's a great collection for everybody.
All righty. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Elias, for calling in. Appreciate Elias for calling in, man. So who do you got now? Louis says Remember the Titans, but you got your other movies, Austin. I've given you enough.
Yeah.
Come on.
For sure. So let's go Bull Durham, Raging Bull. Let's go Color of Money. I love this baseball movie called Sugar. It's about a Dominican Republic kid basically coming up to play Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
And then one of my favorite movies of the past 5 years that seems to have flown under the radar is called The Novice. It was written by a former SMU swimmer, and it's kind of about swimming and obsession, and it's incredible.
Dang, see, I haven't even seen The Novice. You're breaking my dome here, man. Jeez, dude. I don't know, man. I would say for me, I love Necessary Roughness. I'm a fan
Any
of that.
Given Sunday too. That's like
Any Given Sunday is good. I like Any
It's
Given
too long.
Sunday. I like giving it. So I got a comment here, and I got to read this. This is from our producer, 2001 Hardball, Keanu Reeves. The story of a coach who takes on coaching the Little League team in the Chicago housing projects. Hardball is a good one, but again, Hardball is never-ending story vibes for me when Artax and Atreyu, and Artax was, basically getting sunk in by the, in that big old mud pile, and he's just gone. I cried as a kid. I'm crying still to this day over it. But that's Hardball for me. It's like, man, when with little baby G is his name, when he gets
G
shot
baby.
or G baby, I'm like, oh my god, what's up with these movies, dude? And then Elias bringing up, I mean, I didn't want to see Tony Maselli die, man. Tony Danza himself. I mean, who's the boss? I was raised on Who's the Boss, man, with my dad. So what's up with some of these baseball movies, man? A lot of them are sad as hell, man. But you know what? There's a baseball movie that I love. It's The Perfect Game, about the Mexican team that goes to the Little League World Series and all that. That's an awesome movie, man. I don't know. Have you seen that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Another one that I'm kind of thinking of, Slapshot. Like, I mean, I feel like Slapshot and Major League kind of go hand in hand.
That's the thing. People forget about Slapshot all the time. It's difficult.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's difficult to pick top 5 movies of sports movies of all time. And that's why when Austin's here, we definitely talk about movies because he's a big movie buff. Louis in here from La Cocina Taco Truck. Rudy, of course, it's about me. It's going to be a great movie. It's going to be a fantastic movie when it's named after greatness himself. The Natural. The Natural's another one. Like, you can't forget about The Natural.
I love Redford so much.
Basketball, I would definitely. That's a definite sports. I love basketball. Like, man, there's so many. You cannot pick top 5. Like, you cannot get five movies. There's just
you got 5 out of me.
Well, I mean, we tried, man. We tried. I mean, let's be real, man. If you want to go, let's go straight. Let's go. We got a little bit of time. Let's go sport by sport. Let's do boxing. So I would say all the Rockies.
Raging Bull.
Raging Bull's another one. And then what? $1 Million Baby to round it out.
Fat City, $1 Million Baby. You don't talk about sad. $1 Million Baby is so sad.
$1 Million Baby's crazy sad, man.
Yeah.
So I mean, what are we talking? I mean, can you even throw Creed in there?
I
mean, they were pretty damn
all
good.
3 of them. Yeah.
So I mean, you're talking what 6, about 8 movies right there, just in boxing. Go to basketball. What are you talking about? Basketball. We got Glory Road. You can throw basketball.
That's where I would go.
Glory Road, basketball. Hoosiers is another one that I love. Hoosiers. I'm probably one of the few people that love Hoosiers. I love Hoosiers.
Dave would appreciate that.
I love Hoosiers, man. Blue Chips is another one. When you're talking basketball. Sunset Park is another one. You can
White Men Can't Jump.
White Men Can't Jump. Above the Rim is another one. Yeah. What's the one? Jesus Christ! Did I mention already with Ray Allen, Jesus Shuttleworth?
He Got Game.
He Got Game. That's another one.
Playing one-on-one for real.
I guess could you consider that one about Arthur Agee and that other guy there? It's like a documentary. Those 2 guys. He went to
if we're doing docs, then When We Were Kings is the best boxing movie of all time.
Documentaries has its own. I mean, its own category. Hoop Dreams. That's the one I was talking about. Hoop Dreams. Yeah. Kid from Coney Island, Stephon Marbury. Mr. Chibbs, Kenny Anderson's documentary. If you haven't seen that, Kenny Anderson's Mr. Chibbs, that is a must-watch documentary. So maybe I'll give a Prime account away, a little bit of a Prime gift card so you guys can watch Mr. Chibbs. But that's a definite must-watch. A couple of ones. You got baseball already. Football. I mean, everybody hates Draft Day, but I can watch that damn movie all the time. I don't know why.
It's so watchable. Like, and I know that sounds like a cheap thing to say, but it's so watchable. Like, if it's just on in the background, it's the perfect movie.
Exactly. Look, Elias is back in here, man. He's all, I forgot Iron Claw. I mean,
amazing.
Yeah, amazing. Louis back in here. Ali in the boxing category. Teen Wolf is a basketball movie, so I mean, yeah, I would say there's a lot of movies there, but if we're going to football, I mean, You're
Where do
right.
we land here?
Well, I've got draft day. I love draft day. Football, the
What
program.
about-
The program's one. Rudy's another one.
More people need to watch the program that are my age.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
it's like it's a must. And I know it gets a little crazy, but everything back then got crazy. That's an awesome college football movie, especially now that everything NIL and everything is legal. But I mean, let's see. We mentioned Any Given Sunday.
Varsity Blues is a good one.
Both Longest Yards, the first one preferably.
Yeah. I know Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues.
Man, there's a lot of Any Given Sunday you mentioned.
I know I'm going to get a text from Gabe or somebody here in a few. My All-American, of course, but I mean, I'm a Horn, so there's that.
Yeah, this kind of ages me some because it was kind of before my time too. But
go for it. I watch everything.
Well, I mean, Brian's song, that would be
James Conn.
Football. Yeah, that would have to be considered football. Brian's song. Man, what else is there that's football? There's so many damn movies.
Why is it so hard to shoot football?
I don't know. I mean,
Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights, Necessary Roughness. We did mention Necessary Roughness. Friday Night Lights is another one. Little Giants. We can't forget Little Giants. I mean, we gained a yard. Rick Moranis and Ed O'Neill.
Crazy story. That's how my little brother became a Giants fan.
Your little brother,
dead serious,
is a New York Giants fan.
Oh yeah, it drives my mom crazy.
We got to have him call in when Gio's on the show. I want to hear.
We rooted for each Manning growing up.
Really? Oh well, Colts fan, obviously, and Giants fan, Eli and Peyton. Well, I mean, the best thing is the sons came out on top over the parents when it came to Super Bowl during that time because both Mannings have Super Bowls, and I can't remember. I don't even know if you were born the last time the Cowboys were in the Super Bowl.
There is not a second that I've had breath on this earth when the Cowboys have won a Super Bowl.
Can you guys imagine that? Austin wasn't even born the last time the Cowboys
tell mom all the time. I'm like, your team hasn't won a Super Bowl since I've been born.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy to even think about. That makes me feel incredibly old. You guys are back in here. Radio is another football movie.
Yeah.
Waterboy. Can't forget the Waterboy. I mean, that's a football movie there. Adam Sandler.
Sandler made a few.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sandler made what? There was that one recently about with Anthony
really
Edwards, Hustle. Yeah. We Are Marshall, another one. Like, geez, man, we forgot a lot of these movies here. We got to have a movie show one day to get all this going here. But man,
I'll be all in.
Oh, I know. We got to do like a movie type thing, man. What's left? There's really nothing left.
What about like the I mean, this is kind of like a miscellaneous, but Jerry Maguire.
That's football.
Kind of like
I would say that's football. I would say if you're going TV shows, I mean, I liked Ballers. That was a good one. I did.
Ballers was fun.
Yeah, that was a really good show. I mean,
Friday Night Lights again.
Friday Night Lights was another one.
I enjoyed Showtime or Winning Time a lot.
I have yet to see that. I need to see that. I have yet to see it. Then you have Clipped. That's out.
What
I want to see that one, but I'm kind of afraid to see that one. I'm afraid to see that one. There's so much to see out there, man. Man, one thing we got to do is we got to thank Austin Hartsfield for coming on, man. We're dying for you to get Painting Corners back on the air. So once you and Gabe and everybody else get involved in it, please let me know. We can put it on our YouTube page for you, our YouTube channel. It's at Sweep the League TV. Want to hear about y'all talking about some baseball and everything else, because y'all even did movie talk as well on that place as well on the podcast. And it's funny because this guy's name came up with me and Gio recently, and it's going to be funny because you remember him too. We were talking about when the hell happened to Colton St. Vincent and that crew, man.
Oh yeah, what's crazy? I was just listening to an old Live from the 815 episode when I was on, and they gave me so much crap. Like it's crazy to think that was that long ago.
I know, live in the 815, man. Those are some great episodes. If you guys ever can find them, go check them out. Shout out to Sit the Live. Hey, man, no problem, man. They do. He does a great job with Brandon Medina over at the Alamo City Podcast Network. They run some wrestling spaces. They're doing a Money in the Bank space on X, or for all you old guys, the Twitter out there. They do an amazing job out there. Sit the Lias and also Brandon. I was at a part. I didn't join, but I was listening to the latest one they have, and fantastic job. So shout out to you guys out there for doing the wrestling stuff. We got to get some wrestling talk in here. People don't want to talk wrestling with me. I was back with the Mega Powers and the Mega Bucks, and when the Survivor Series was, you had, Team Jerry Curl against Team Stab You in the Back or whatever. I mean, it was just like, it was a fun night of Thanksgiving wrestling with Survivor Series back in the day, man. Did you ever watch it back then? Or did you watch it at all?
I did. So the most that I get out of wrestling is my mom talking about going to the sportatorium as a kid.
Really?
Oh yeah, all the time. Like she would go in the side door. She knew, I think it's Dave Manning, one of the refs, who would just kind of let her in, and they would go watch the Von Erichs and everybody in Dallas. It's pretty awesome.
I've known your mom for a while. I never knew she was a wrestling. Like
definitely was as a kid.
Wow, man. I'm gonna have to get with her and talk to her about that, because I never knew that about your mom. They're talking about wrestling, man. That's kind of crazy. The Von Erichs and stuff. Their kids are wrestling now in RCW, from what I'm understanding. If I'm not mistaken, they're wrestling in RCW lately. So, nonetheless, man, appreciate you coming on, dude. We're gonna have you back on again. I'm trying to get you to come on with Gio, but Gio just backs out. He's scared. I don't know why he's scared of Austin Hartsfield. The way Gio made it sound was, Austin's on the show. Yeah, Austin's gonna be on the show. I can't make it. I mean, it's hard to look Austin in the eye. It's like looking at an angel. I can't look at it. It's such big time from all the MLB stuff.
The funny thing is, if he was on, I would just tell him that every single game that the Mariners pitch is like must-see TV. Like, it's crazy. I love watching Logan Gilbert pitch. I love watching George Kirby pitch. I mean, the two of those just alone, and then you throw in, of course, Brian Wu, who's on the IL, Bryce Miller, and then Luis Castillo, who's technically the ace, but that Mariners rotation is so good. If they ever start to hitting, they could really break the AL West wide open.
Well, they're never going to win because Gio's a fan, and Gio's teams, other than the Rams, who got lucky, and then Georgia, because he seems to pick teams that are hot at the right time to be fans of, and I give him crap for that. So it is what it is.
Georgia weekend should be fun.
Oh, I'm trying to get him to come down for that game. And as a matter of fact, I'm trying to head to that game too. So if we can make it to that game, we'll definitely try to do a little tailgate out there. But man, appreciate you joining on. Let me give a quick shout out here, because again, if you want to be entered into our College Football 25 giveaway, you've got to go to YouTube. Go to YouTube at Sweep the League TV. Be a subscriber. The only way you're going to have a chance to win is being a subscriber. You want to create 50 accounts. Create 50 accounts, subscribe to it 50 times. I don't care. But you will be a winner if you're a subscriber to Sweep the League. Shout out to MCS General Contracting, Special Leave Tea, also La Cocina Taco Truck, 8 p.m. to whenever the last person leaves. That is a new slogan. The new talk for La Cocina Taco Truck is, you know what, we're open 8 p.m. until Rudy's big butt leaves, then we'll close, which is probably going to be, if the food's so good, I might be there till 4 a.m. So you want to head over to La Cocina Taco Truck. And again, MCS General Contracting, a great family, a great home starts with a great foundation. MCS General Contracting is the first and only call, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. They're going to do the job right the first time. Special Leaf Tea, shout out Special Leaf Tea. It's olive tea, man. Hey, you know what? That's all I drink besides water. It's a great energy booster. It just does wonders for the body. So Special Leaf Tea. All of them are proud sponsors of Sweep the League. So Austin, again, thank you for joining us on Sweep the League. We are off tomorrow. We're off Friday, but if I get a certain phone call, we might go live Friday, because I might have somebody coming on the show, and you can't leave these athletes, hanging. When they want to come on, they want to come on. So if we're going to be on Friday, I'll let you guys know. But for right now, we're going to be off Thursday, Friday. We should be returning on Monday. So for Austin Hartsfield, thank you to Jeff Garcia, 8 years in the business, for Locked On Spurs, for Coach Gio, for Derek Irvin, the rest of the Sweep the League crew. It's Rudy Campos Jr. Until we see you guys again, Y'all have a safe 4th and have a great weekend, guys.
Do it, copycat. Country classic, man. Do it, come on, do it, copycat.